Pritchard. She is again another awardee for this year. Please help me welcome Michelle Baltazar. We've met her before, and she will be talking to us about Asenso wealth.
Where's our brother?
Thank you, Marla, and fantastic, Mary. I'm almost there. 8 minutes. I'll say we've done it. But to add to what you said, I'm very thankful of my adopted country, and this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. So, my pitch is on personal finance. I'm the editor-in-chief of Money Magazine, and I've been in finance media for more than 25 years, including in London and here in Australia, in Sydney. What is it about? It is an AI-powered tool that will help more Filipinos build their global wealth by leveraging our culture and using it as a source of strength instead of weakness. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to explain what is the problem, what is the solution I'm trying to offer, and what is the catch. It's called Asenso, and Asenso means progress in Filipino. Okay, behind our megawatt smile and our stories of extraordinary courage and resilience is this state of being for many Filipinos, present company accepted, called isang kahig isang tuka. And it truly is about this idea of living paycheck to paycheck. Here in Australia, you could earn $100,000 a year, which is not bad, but then you spend $115,000 a year, which is not so good. And so now you are under this stressful state of making sure you don't lose your job or else everything falls apart. In fact, according to the Central Bank of the Philippines, 3 in 4 Filipinos don't have an investment. Now, I want to exempt entrepreneurs, people who do invest in their own business. These are for the people who pursue their own passion, whether you're an architect, an engineer, or an artist, or a teacher. So for me, as a Filipino finance journalist, my life is really about talking about someone else's story, but not mine. Because 3 in 4 Filipinos will live and die never having experienced buying a share, having a share portfolio, or investing in their first, second, or third property. So this is the problem that I'm presenting to you, and I want you to take off your hat as a healthcare professional, as an author, as a politician, and in the next 4 minutes, think of yourself as a startup investor. Okay, now, when I say isang kahig isang tuka, are Filipinos broke? No, not at all. The answer is staring at my face as I was looking at this, and that is, we are a people, a nation of breadwinners, caregivers, but really a culture called collectivists. So we look at wealth not as something for ourselves, but for our family. And here lies the problem. A lot of the personal finance education right now, financial literacy material, is all about the individualist culture, which is the Western lens, and that is really looking at, well, let me look after myself and then I'll look after everyone else. For us, it's the reverse. Let me look after everyone else before I look after myself. Now, while this is a great trait, it can also be very damaging to us, and I'll tell you why. The Filipino-American community sends $14 billion a year back to the Philippines. That is a great investment in ourselves in terms of the family, but that is 14 billion that could have been used elsewhere. So it could have been used to buy, NVIDIA shares. So we talked about computer chips yesterday. Here in Australia, we do the same, not at the same value, But this is non-negotiable. So we as Filipinos will always want to give to our families, correct? So according to another research, Filipinos are 3 times more likely to give money back to the Philippines than any other citizens in Australia giving back to, say, other migrant countries. So why is it that a lot of the thinking is more for people who are not like us? Does that make sense? So if you are 3 times more likely to be giving, but here are these personal finance education that excludes that, it's not relatable. It's like wearing a t-shirt and that t-shirt is not the right size for you. That is what personal finance education is right now for many Filipinos. So here I am trying to present to you a new wealth paradigm. At the moment, a lot of Filipinos live from one paycheck to another paycheck. So when you send money to the Philippines, that money comes from your paycheck. What if I suggest a new paradigm that is 3 pillars? You've got your salary, but you've got savings regularly, and you've got investments. So suddenly, all this money going back to the Philippines may not necessarily come from your salary, but from your savings and investments. So we're going from the paradigm of the poor manok na kahit ng kahit to the papanok, which is the female version of the sari manok, the legendary bird that is a symbol of good fortune in the Philippines. So here I am. What is Asenso AI? It's a AAA solution. At the start, it's a mobile app because we all know how to use it. But it is AI powered because of everything that we've learned in the last 48 hours. But in terms of business valuation, this is where I'm thinking we can go all the way to a unicorn level. And that is through hopefully looking at augmented reality, immersive technologies, and I will speak to Ria and Marla about this hopefully. But again, this is about making personal finance fun, engaging, and therefore effective. What is the magic ingredient? What makes this different to every other personal finance app out there? I call it the culture sauce, the Filipino culture sauce, or MSG. So it's made for you. The language can be in Bicolano, or it can be in Tagalog, or it can be in Bisaya. So now you're talking about buying Tesla shares in Bisaya. I know language was one of the things mentioned. There's a savings push button. So Michelle, the government has given $500 incentive for anyone who donates yada yada yada. Would you like that? Push the button and you get that savings. So Canva, this amazing company, was really built on a very simple feature called the drag and drop. You drag what you want, you drop it. For us here at FWN, we call it the push button. We push it and we make money. And finally, gamified learning, gamification. Once again, I would love to learn more about the people in this room about this. Okay, you might say, Michelle, I don't want to invest, I just want to pay my debts. There is a savings knob. So you just do as little as you want or as much as you want for your own wealth. Why should we care? Why should we be in the personal finance apps market? Why should we be in the fintech market? Well, 6 years from now, it's a $22 trillion market. Should we be users of these technologies, or should we investors in these technologies? You tell me. Well, this app needs to make money, so it's either free subscription or group corporate packages. And finally, what is the ask? I would like you to perhaps purchase the most outrageously overpriced t-shirt you'll ever buy. It's $500. It will get me $20,000 to design the app by next year on my first report. So please consider $500. You get this amazing limited edition shirt with the Papanok symbol, and you're supporting a future unicorn. Thank you.
Brilliant. Do we have any questions for Michelle? We have like 2 minutes for questions. 2 minutes is all.
What's the ask?
Buy the t-shirt. $500 investment.
That's the ask. So we'll stay on this. So I do want to say,
Yes, that's my question actually. So,
Get a share.
the Rosita and I were part
Yes.
of the selection committee. We're so happy that you actually came to our life. But anyway, the $500 investment, is that Australian dollars? Is that US dollars? First.
yes, so I wanted to say that the short answer is it's in US dollars, but I wanted this course through FWN, and it's very important to me that this is through FWN because the story that I want to tell years from now is that this company was brought to life by this amazing group of
Exactly, yeah.
Filipinos.
So, it would be equal to 1 share, the $500. Is that what it is?
I have to talk to Marla about valuation, but just to give you an idea, but I think Marla nodded, just to give you, no.
No, because this would be, no wait, this should be initial investment, so we should, we should be able to get.
1 share.
So I would love to talk to you, I have to talk to my advisor, Marla Rausch. This is a,
It's an investment. Yeah.
in the t-shirt.
Oh, investment in the
Depends on, shares in companies can be discussed. I'm sure there's going to be negotiations. When we talk about something that has to deal with an idea, an app, there will need to be some discussion as to what is an appropriate share, how much would that be, and what the appropriate amount of how much shares are there going to be for how much investors. So that has to be discussed in the whole thing.
And I want to
One last question.
I have a local bank. It's a rural bank in Cavite, and we discussed this, Michelle, earlier. Can my bank utilize this mobile app? Because I'm actually in the process of coming up with a mobile app of this sort.
The short
If your
answer,
target is 2025, it will just be in perfect timing.
so I will give you the shirt off my back for that offer. But once again, this is a pebble of an idea. My first pitch, it feels right to do this in front of all of you. This is just an amazing story. But my advisor is Marla Rausch, and so it goes to the highest bidder at the moment. But yes, please, let's please talk.
No, not the highest bidder. This is not an auction.
What she said.
Everybody give a big round of applause for Michelle, please. That was an amazing pitch. All right, so we've all seen amazing pitches. I think that's one of the closest ones to being absolutely perfect, just because it was right on time, have a clear ask, and we all bought the story, didn't we? We all